Finally. Been a while.
Do the nudge.
Been a minute.
Do
Do the thing.
when we last.
When we last left our heroes, we had to rewatch the video to kind of remember where we were at. But you guys had just sort of dealt with fighting Cold Snap away from the Overwatch base and Oversight base. Did I say Overwatch again?
What? Gibraltar.
The Oversight base and dealing with trying to keep them off of everything that was going on with regards to the files and everything, and then kind of Cold Snap going like, hey, if you got those files, you should take a look at them. And you guys had looked at the files, determined that at least some of the stuff was faked because it was like quotes of video games that from video like
that she has not.
One video is 100% fake. One video is like 16. No. 10.
32, 51. Yeah. So anyway, the records of the events around the Cold Snap's team seem to have been altered. And then when asked what you were going to do with the files,
I keep it.
you're keeping them. Why are you keeping them?
So that we have direct proof to like show to like Aegea and Kodiak.
Okay, so you're going to go and try to find Aegea and Kodiak? Or Kodiak?
They're in space.
They should be
Kodiak wasn't in space. He had something to deal with. Aegea might be out in space doing whatever it was that they were doing, but you could probably try and get a hold of Kodiak. Had just like left instructions to say do whatever they, do the patrol thing.
Which,
Good patrol. Well done. You didn't even make it out of the lobby.
No. I didn't even make it like past the bushes.
Yeah. So what do? You gonna try and get a hold of Kodiak?
Hold on, let's get a little contact.
You're a protege.
Yep.
Let me see your sheet. Your Sheeto.
I'm not.
You're not going to use that move because you don't have it, but I do have a move that I'd like to use that is kind of relevant to this whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just got an idea, like a little build on of the Red Panda file downloader. When you
The USB.
so you plug it in.
The US Bear.
So when you plug it in and you're ready to download something, press this.
I wanted the little toe beans to light up.
Yeah, you press.
Oh, you press the middle one and to start the fast download?
Press.
That's a button. Okay.
These light up. The buildings.
The toe beans light up. Okay. That's adorable. All right. I'm going to have you roll superior how do you normally how do you contact Kodiak? Do you guys have like a communicator?
Think. So you know how with watches they have
Yeah.
I feel like I just have a watch with no watch band. It's just a tiny little.
It's just the base part.
Yeah. So I use that. It's more convenient than carrying around a watch.
You're saying keeping a watch face in your pocket is more convenient than wearing a watch.
Yes.
I mean, that's where pocket watches.
You have okay. And the watch is actually, it's just a watch-sized radio communicator or something?
Yes.
Okay.
I have Kodiak and all the
I think we have accidental like token Red Panda to be honest.
To be what?
Yeah, because they've got all this theme. Like,
Yeah, okay.
it's very important that I have my tiny little radio cue. Times.
Hello, what?
That's right. The
Okay.
radio cue is very
All right, so I'm going to have you roll superior and see what's going on with, not because you can't get a hold of Kodiak, because I want to see what Kodiak's up to. So here's this on a hit, they'll,
Is this the situation?
no,
What is it?
it's a special custom move.
Just roll superior.
roll must 3.
On a 10 plus, they're in a good place and happy to help. On the 7 to 9, they've got a problem of their own to deal with. On a miss, something is a miss.
Like like you have
Why do you have the D20 on there? Oh, nice.
6. So we're missing D20. Yep. Hi. You don't need it, right?
Okay. So what is that superior roll? That's a 6.
Is that a miss? That's a miss. I want to put in a team point.
How are you going to help? No, I mean, there's ways that you could help.
Elaborate.
Like just before Red Panda is about ready to like make the call, you're like, wait, let's do this outside the building.
Yeah. That. Why?
Let's just do it outside the building.
Because there's people listening. And, hold up your phone to Quebec one. Yeah. I mean, it'll work better outside.
Now, so you head outside. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a cutscene that you don't actually see. Okay. We get this picture, like it's a comic book picture of the two of you. Like it's like from back far away walking out of the lobby. So like, it's just a little sketch kind of you two kind of walking out of the lobby. Like you guys, there's a close up. It's like, just wait till we get actually really. Yeah. And then the two of you like walking out of the building. And you can kind of make out who's who because you're taller and skinnier and you're like shorter and you have a tail, on your outfit. And
I'm still like a.
All right. So as you guys are walking out, like we see this thing and it's anything, and then we see like if this were a television thing, we see you guys walking and it goes from color to like sort of a pixelated grayscale as we pull back from it, and we see it changing to that because it's on a screen. It's on a security screen that's watching like one of the security cameras as you're watching out of the building. Okay. So we see you guys walking out of the building and you're on one screen leaving. And on another screen, we have a replay of like an exterior camera of the building and Cold Snap trying to drill in through the window. And we see you two guys down in the front lobby running in and talking to each other really excitedly and then splitting up. And in all of this, I don't know if you guys have seen this live your shows. So the thing I'm thinking of is like when there's like videos and stuff like that, and you see on the security footage, like you see them like putting little red boxes around people to identify where the person is and stuff like that. And it sort of moves the box along as you're moving. So as you guys split up, as you're entering the building, like one box is sort of tracking you and doing little zoom in pictures of you, and one's tracking you. So there's that. There's another screen that's playing you fighting against Cold Snap. There's another screen that's you in the computer storage area, like working on the screen. And that one, a hand reaches out and taps on the screen several times to see you, see your face, see the work that you're doing on the screen, like definitely zooms the camera in on that playback. And there's another screen that's like the file system with a blinking red band around the missing files that you're,
Can we give it a descriptor of the hand?
It's the hand that belongs to Hestia, because Hestia is sitting there watching all of these things, watching, looking at all of this stuff, and then watching you head out, and is like this, like watching all of you, like watching the both of you leave out of the building. And then she stands up and she does this thing where she like kind of tugs her jacket to get it straightened out, like, that kind of a thing. Anyway, you guys are in another bit. Now, you don't see any of that. We get her watching you tracking out of the building, and then you see that there's a bunch of other screens where she's replaying the fight with you and Cold Snap, and replaying the hack, and replaying the missing files. She does not look pleased. Hi. So, wow. You go out, you help. Having you leave out of the building is the +1 team. So, we got plenty of team here. So, and that gets you up to a 7 on the move. So what do you send to Kodiak? What do you say to him?
Hello, Kodiak. We had some trouble at the Oversight HQ. Please, make your way there when you are ready. Surrounded with Roger. No, it's not the smile face emoji, just the two dots and the scenes.
He sends you, hang on, I'm going to put it in chat.
Those are coordinates.
Yeah, those are GPS coordinates.
You want to go? I can carry you.
That's all he sends you. So there's a function of the comms that you guys have where if you basically like there's a button on the back that's sort of a panic button that if you just press on it, it just sends the location. It sends your coordinates to the last person who sent you a message on the comms unit. And it's set up in such a way that if you want to, you can press it without looking at you like you're really doing anything. But it's also on the back side of like this watch face thing you're talking about. It's like on the back side of that. So if you have it in your pocket and you just lean against something, you can press it with, you know what you're doing. You could press it with your body if you just press against it hard enough.
So
All he.
probably go there. Just like a thought.
What's that? Yeah. What are you doing?
Yeah, we're gonna put it by a GPS.
Yeah, you have GPS on your phone. You can put in longitude, latitude, and
I just take a picture of the things and take. And
it's in Halcyon City. It's not near the center of Halcyon City. It's out near the edge, and it's kind of along the coast. But it's
I got the coordinates.
you're not very far away. Maybe 5 or 6 miles. So
All right. Hey, here's the luggage. Whoop.
just pick you up and run. You're carrying Red Panda
Yes.
in your arms.
Yeah.
Not like Red Panda on your back, like a
Nope.
Red Panda backpack.
Nope. I mean, she can drive, but like they can drive, but like this they probably and she just want they just want to accept it.
Okay. All right. So nice. So yeah, Kodiak is if you're putting in like Google Maps basically to like put the coordinates in or whatever, that'll give you a general idea of like where you're headed to. And it's a it's a weird, it looks weird on Google on the maps because it doesn't seem that there's like a few buildings in that area, but it doesn't seem to be like a lot of buildings. Like it's big open space, which is really weird. No, it's not rural because it's right in the middle of like it's along the coastline, but it's right there's like warehouses and all and stuff, and then there's docks and things, and then you get to this spot and it's really wide open and not very concentrated buildings, and there's a very sharp line between like the really, and it's all around it's very concentrated, but in this area it's really dispersed buildings, not very many buildings. There's still docks it looks like, but there's no.
But you're there.
You want to find out? You want to assess the situation? See what's going on while you're getting carried? Yeah, you're running and Red Panda's like tapping stuff in, zooming out, zooming back.
For a heart, that is Snake Eyes. 3.
Okay, so he's a 3 before.
No, wasn't 3 before. 3 after adding was superior.
What's your superior?
3. I have guilty.
Oh, you still have guilty? Gross. Okay. Anyway. Okay, so yeah, you can't figure out why like you don't get any kind of lead into this at all. There's a fence in your way, like there's like a chain link fence kind of thing on the way, and it's like, so you see why it goes from concentrated to not concentrated, because there's a chain link fence, and apparently like
Yeah, I just heard a jump.
hurdle jumping out into the midst of this. Have you both take a powerful blow? Oh. What are your conditions right now?
That was my.
How many conditions do you have? 0? Nice. How many do you have? 2? All right. So rolling that 2. Sean, you rolling that nothing. Remember lowest?
5. That's not 5.
All right. So you did mark potential though, because you did get potential on that previous roll.
Oh wait, yes. I tried to do that. So I did it. Dang.
Yeah.
1 point away. 6. Well,
Yeah, I know.
a full success, which means a full failure.
So you have you just mark potential?
Yep.
And you have angry and guilty?
Yep.
Okay. And you have potential. Okay. Oh man, these
I'm sure.
character sheets are still messed up.
I love not having conditions spread. It's and you just suddenly get depressed.
So how many potential do you have marked?
What?
Nice. Okay. Because you're still trying to figure all of this stuff out, you are very unprepared when Harmony drops you at full speed.
Yeah, I just did the hurdle jump, land on the ground, and let go.
No, you did a hurdle jump, hit the ground, and some kind of device, you hit something in the ground that makes all of your muscles lock up for a second. Now you're going so fast that you don't end up. It's supposed to be some sort of a mobilization field or something like that, but you're going so fast your momentum carried you out of it. But by that point in time, you were rolling, and you're still like scuffed up and stuff. It's like if you were going full speed on a bike and went over the handlebars and went like that. So you're all dust and gravel and everything like that. But Andy got flung because your whole body went, and you're not holding them so much as like a coat rack that gets kicked over while they're on top of it, and you get thrown at, full speed while you're in the middle of looking at. So you're just not ready for any of this stuff and get flung out into what's essentially sort of a high-tech minefield. Not necessarily with explosive, but with a bunch of other stuff. So you have take a powerful blow at, you rolled a 12. So you have the options of removing yourself from a situation where you flee, pass out, or whatever. Lose control of yourself or your powers in a terrible way. I'm not exactly sure what that would look like. Or 2 options from the 7 to 9 list. Or you could be knocked unconscious by the whole thing.
I feel like getting dropped from about here while at full speed maybe knock someone a little bit unconscious.
Okay. So, we'll do that. So Andy goes flying. Harmony, you go down and your muscles are completely locked. So you kind of face plant into the ground in this. But what you see as you're tumbling over and stuff is Andy goes sailing and smashes full on into the side of a building that's up ahead. That's think of like an airline, like an aircraft hangar. You know what I mean? So like metal sides, kind of rounded metal sides and stuff like that. And basically skips a couple times and smashes into that full speed. She skipped a couple times and then hits the side of the building and then just kind of lays there. So they're not doing great. No. You roll, like you're tough enough that you can roll to your feet pretty fast and get moving, but you realize that you're in a pretty dangerous situation here because something tripped and got you. Do you want to assess the situation? What do you want to do?
To sit later, yes. My latest superior is bad.
But you don't have any conditions. Yeah. You could also extend your senses. That's free. And that just lets you like see what your senses tell you and stuff.
That is...
I know what you're talking about, but it's not the same thing. Look at Unleash Your Powers.
Oh, my freak is 0, so yeah.
Now, the assess the situation, the benefit is if you make the roll, you get to ask questions that will give you a bonus going forward. If you roll freak, you don't have as big a penalty, but you also don't get like itemized lists of stuff. You just get information.
I'm gonna assess the situation. Hope it is bad. That'll be a 6. That'll be a 5.
I thought you were doing freak. You need to assess the situation, so that's a 5.
Yeah, either way it would fail.
Yeah. Okay. So that's another point of potential.
Hey, well, would you look at that? Got up I advanced. Yahoo! Let's take another move from it.
What's the move?
Fight the good fight.
What's that?
When you pull your punches while directly engaging a threat, you can roll Savior instead of Danger.
Is your Savior good?
It is a +3.
All right. Yeah, fight the good fight is good. The downside is you can't pick impressive. Yeah, I've used that before. It's a good move.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways.
So, that's another...
So I just watched Andy crumble, and I'm thinking, wow. People really cannot handle having the godly power. I gotta hold back a lot more than...
Okay, take a break. So, you're in the middle of a minefield of high-tech devices. There's some kind of alarm going off in the distance, not the immediate building, but in the main building.
Also, I broke Andy's spine.
Andy's crumpled up against the side of the building. You don't know where you can step that isn't going to leave you immobilized. You don't have the speed built up that's going to get you through one of those fields again, so you don't know exactly what you need to do there. There's some kind of alert going off nearby, and the stenciling on the side of the building says U.S. Navy.
How does it always have to be the U.S. Navy?
So, yeah, the reason this thing is blocked off and, different building density and stuff like that is this is a military base. It's also a military base that is apparently prepared for powered individuals to show up and to deal with them with prejudice. It's not always the U.S. Navy.
Sometimes it's the U.S. Navy SEALs.
Yeah. The thing is that the buildings aren't in great shape. Like, that is wrong. That is right. The buildings are in fine shape. The U.S. Navy thing is very faded. It looks like they're not using this. If you'd have looked at it from outside, you'd look and go, well, this must be a decommissioned base or something. Like, it's probably military property, but they're not actively. No way they would let the buildings look like this with the paint fading and flaking off and stuff like that. So you would have guessed that the base was not activated. The field that you're in, the area right over the fence, is like not kept up. It's not a lawn or anything. It's like weeds or something, and somebody comes through every couple of months with a mower and just chops it flat. You know, it's just stubble and weeds and weed stubble and stuff. The buildings are kind of older, but like I said, there's an alarm going off. There's no vehicles out here. So that's weird. And because we need to get ready for the volleyball game, we're going to stop there. So short, but we'll come back and do some more with this later this weekend, if that's all right. Okay. So yeah, alarm, Andy on the ground,
Kodiak.
Kodiak.
That's it.
Kodiak somewhere in here, only able to send coordinates by something.
Muscles are aloft.
Could be. So yeah,
He says could be. He means yes.
we're able to come back and do one more thing here.
It has not been 5 minutes.
Let's
It's been up.
No.
Okay, short. What break?
We're going to, simpling up in 5 hours, 6 hours with a volleyball game in between.
Volleyball games. Plural.
Yeah, 4 volleyball
Oh.
games in between. Definitely none of that stuff has happened.
Definitely didn't change outfits.
Yeah, and any of you think that you're
So,
crazy.
I direct your attention to Roll20, where we are looking at the abandoned military base.
Where would we be?
You came in from this direction, so you kind of got smacked up against this building here. Kashmack.
I have such bad already. The multiple pings really makes it hit hard.
And so, where, roughly speaking, where Kodiak was sending coordinates was up this way, up in the middle. You standing a longitudinal distance, Andy smacked up against the building.
And unconscious, probably. I don't know that.
Kodiak up ahead. What are you doing?
I would like to. Well, I tried to extend my. I tried to assess the situation. Now I'm gonna try to extend my senses.
Okay. All right.
Because if normal vision fails, godly vision fails.
Okay. Roll. Now, do you have, what conditions do you have?
Right.
Raid helps you,
Which
penalize you against directly engaged, but that's it.
is definitely.
That penalizes you against directly engaged, but that's it. So go ahead and roll an edge freak, which is nothing, but
So that's like a 9?
I don't know, what is it?
It's a 9.
All right.
Wait, no, that's a.
That's okay.
That's a 9. I can do math.
Whatever. What was that movie that you said you picked up? Legacy picked up? Fight the Good
Fight
Fight?
the good fight.
Yeah.
Oh, that's useful.
Well, it's useful given that you're penalized right now.
Yeah, we're afraid we nothing. Let's go.
That's fine. I just wanted to make sure I understood.
Wait, -2 to directly engage it.
Yeah. You're afraid gives you a -2 to directly engage a fight right now, which is fine.
Smack.
Anyway,
You
definitely hear vehicles coming
Oh, that's great.
from the direction of the main buildings and stuff like that.
Oh, jeez.
Nothing more than that. You're guessing like regular vehicles. It's not like tanks or something on the way or anything like that. It's just vehicles. No.
Right. There.
With a 9, it's unstable or temporary. So I think what you're dealing with is the fact that your ears are ringing, your head's kind of ringing, like you have like the start of what feels like the grandmother of all migraines coming on. So your senses are working right now, but extending your senses kind of brings home the fact that you're still not feeling fantastic right now. So now I ask you, what are you doing?
Right. So, right.
Indeed.
I'm I'm around this.
Yeah. And Andy's there, not moving.
And sounds are coming from generally here. I don't know. I have brain damage. I threw the fence and where I smacked.
Okay.
So, here's what I'm gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna clear a friend in the worst way,
Mm-hmm.
which is see this. This is something difficult. Something difficult. I'm gonna take the stealthy approach and run like a coward. He was gonna just leave Kodiak for yeah.
What's up in here? Yeah.
So I am going to go over here. I'm gonna see if I can.
When you say over here, ping it.
I'm gonna see if I can like go in from.
Okay. Are you leaving Andy?
Yes, he's something difficult, as in.
Okay. Clear afraid. As you do the chicken thing.
It's how it works.
Anyway, all right. So you're heading up into the hills.
Mm-hmm.
And your goal is to do what exactly?
Take the stealthy approach along the coast to see if I can get the adult to fix the situation of me being dead, just like hellbound.
Comud. You're Comud.
Come.
Okay. So let's have you unleash your powers. So again, that's freak. You're really good at freak? Not really good at trade bird.
Oh.
How? I don't see how Andy can help you right now.
In 6. What happens when I miss?
I get to make a move.
Oh God!
Mark a potential because you're back up to having marked like 1 potential now, right?
Yeah, 1 potential. Oh wow, I'm gonna unlock my entire moveset.
Okay, so that was her first advancement, right? Was taking
taking bone punches because I saw weak mortal crumbled on the side of the wall, and that spooked me. So I ran. It's fast. As I actually called you order and smoked it. Okay, that's fine.
The thing that you quickly discover is, well, in hindsight, I'm just gonna say it like this: the people that currently call this place home base, they're very, very good at dealing with people with powers.
Oh boy.
So you go running kind of circuitously around there, and you duck behind a couple of hills and a couple of little outbuildings and stuff like that, and you kind of speed along, and then you pull up kind of on a hill behind a structure and are looking down, and you see these unmarked vehicles heading towards where you and Andy where you activated the thing, and you're like, cool, they're going exactly where I wanted to go. And then you hear this behind you, and you have time to think, oh crap, before the electricity nets hit you.
It's bad.
Okay, so you two wake up.
I just don't wake. Finally.
You try to wake up.
I know what.
In a I'm gonna say an aircraft hangar, but it's an aircraft hangar that's had other smaller buildings, like smaller structures built inside of it. So there's like small, like sort of smaller rooms and stuff. So that like there's a completely enclosed area that's basically sort of a lab type of situation. It's inside the hangar, so there's this larger open space that's got a roof over it, and then there's other stuff that's been built inside. The whole place is like a network of various things. You are in a room that's like med day. Like you're both on some beds. You've got a bandage on your head, and he's got
as if that's the only injury. Andy crunch.
So as you're blinking yourself awake and trying to get a sense, you see Andy's on the bed next to you. You see Miss Adventure on the bed next to you. You're not restrained at all. There's windows in at least one wall that look like they could be like blinds could be pulled down, but right now the blinds are up. And you see there's people moving around. They're all wearing like sort of military stuff, but it's not like military green. It's all like sort of black what they call BDUs, battle dress uniforms. So it's like cargo pants, like really heavy duty, raw, tough
and it's all black
canvas cargo pants, black shirts, like utility vests, that kind of thing.
So black.
Yeah, various colors, but mostly black. Some folks in suits. No, suits are not business casual. But the two people come around the corner as you're looking at this, and one of them is someone in a suit, and the other, and gesticulating, kind of, just doing this thing a lot. And the person next to them, you don't get a good look at, because where the window is, all you can see is their chest and their arms walking, because like the window doesn't go up far enough to see where their head's at.
Gotcha.
And they're doing that, like you can see their hands, and they're just like, whoa, they're doing this kind of thing. And the other person does not seem at all intimidated by the fact that they're looking at like, that they're clearly yelling at this person that they have to look up at like this, and like, and you're getting all, this is all going back and forth. Like, you're not getting any of it sound-wise, because for all the activity that you can see out there, the room that you're in is absolutely soundproof. You're getting only the sounds that are in the thing, which are a couple of medical equipment beeps and the rustling of you guys on the thing, whatever. Okay? And they're moving towards the door to come into this thing. The person in the suit walks up and turns the handle and opens the door. And as the door opens, you get all of the sound outside. And there's vehicles, and there's people calling out, and footsteps, and machinery, and all kinds of stuff going on out there in the thing. Cooling units, circulating air. It's very, very noisy. And the door opens, that person steps through, pulls it open even farther, and you see the big person like bend way down and kind of coming through the door sideways, duck their head and coming through the door sideways, and then stand up and kind of, this is the kind of person who habitually double checks that they're not about to stand up and bump their head. What are you two doing?
What are you doing? Why are you here?
I said BRB. I sent the BRB code.
Oh no.
Right?
You sent your coordinates.
I sent what?
You sent coordinates, Kodiak.
All right. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Listen, I wasn't planning on involving you in any of this, but this is fine. And the person looking up at him, if it's redheaded woman, I can't remember. You know what I'm talking about? Nightfall. Okay, imagine Nightfall but with red hair. Okay? And not nearly as like
weird.
Extra.
Weird hair.
Not nearly as extra.
Weird hair.
No, here I'll show you a picture of who I'm thinking of. It's the same. It's they have a little badge thing on there, like a clip-on thing for the pocket of their jacket, that shows them that is like a little like an ID badge for ages.
Like you're like picture like the one you have.
Yeah, except it clips onto the thing here. I'm just using her. So she's the question is, what are you doing on an Aegis base? Kodiak. I'm sorry. I thought I was hitting the not now button. This is the problem with being in meetings, because then you don't look at the thing and you're trying to do it blind in your pocket and do it by feel. And the buttons are so small that it's impossible to tell which one you're hitting.
She can make a bigger version.
The button is the size of a quarter.
She can make a bigger version.
You can make a bigger one?
Yes.
Could you make a bigger one? Because the one, this thing is, and he holds up one that's exactly the same size as yours, but on him, it looks like he's holding up something the size of a dime.
It's actually Shaquille O'Neal, but he's a superhero.
Kodiak is huge. Yeah. If you could make a bigger one, like, those, never mind, you wouldn't know. They used to have these phones that you could get if you were older and you had trouble reading the buttons, and they would sit in your house and the buttons were really, really big so you could see them easily if you couldn't see very, like big, like the size of a Rubik's Cube would be awesome.
Cool. I can do that.
Okay. We're getting a little bit, listen. I got your message. I'm sure it's probably important, but it's not what we need to worry about right now. So here's the thing. I need you to introduce a new student to class tomorrow.
Yeah, we have to stare
It's really important.
All right. Okay. We can do that. It's fine.
Great. That's perfect.
Can they leave without stepping on a minefield?
Oh, yeah.
I'm drawn to a building.
We're trying to make sure that people don't actually know that this base is active. So you're going to have to get to the cover of nightfall, and then we're going to take you out underwater.
No, Jerry. No,
I'll call your parents. Do you want me to let a Gia know? I'll call your parents. You do actually have a family. See, the thing is, me standing up while you're sitting is actually about the height difference. If you're standing and he's standing, like this is, you come up to his waist. Anyway, you're all right. You heal fast. You should be fine.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
All right. We can get you parts if you want it. If I give you this, can you just use the same electronics and new buttons? Can you get her? Can you get it? Can you get them buttons? Just buttons and like a. Why don't you tell them what you need? Do you need anything? Coffee? No, probably not coffee. A donut? We've got donuts. They're like a day old. They're fine.
do you have glazed?
Yes. We don't have any jelly anymore. They're all gone. Somebody ate it. And they just like, yeah, somebody ate all of them. You know what? Okay, great. Listen. Okay, good. What did you need? And we're going to stop there with him asking what you were trying to get a hold of him for.
And X slowly appears on screen. Special guest coming very soon.